Liliesleaf Farm, the pulse of the struggle. It was the sacred headquarters for anti-apartheid giants between 1961 and 1963. 6 of the 10 Rivonia trialists were arrested here.
The evidence that was presented at the Rivonia trial was taken from here and from my uncle's law firm. And that was the evidence the state used to charge them with sabotage.
It's just one of the many heritage stories.
Subject to a number of...
But there is no one to listen to them.
It's the first time that we've had to close indefinitely, but we have come to the point on a number of occasions where we were on the verge of closing. And unfortunately that emanates from government. The real sad reality is government cannot be exonerated.
But the farm managers are accused of misusing 8.1 million rand.
We do need for there to be levels of accountability and transparency, especially where the monies of government are going to be utilized. And unfortunately, as in the case of Liliesleaf, that has not always been the case.
The managers say the money was spent on operational expenses.
Was it accounted for? Yes, it was accounted for. A report and a financial report was submitted setting out how the money was spent. Did it speak to the MOA? No, it didn't speak to the MOA. The department actually said to me, the report that we had submitted does not speak to the MOA, and unless I submitted a report that spoke to the MOA, we would not get the balance of the money being the 900,000. And I made it clear I was not prepared to submit a false report which could perjure myself and Liliesleaf.
But the Arts and Culture Department isn't budging. Just over 25 kilometers away is Apartheid Museum. Here too, doors to the iconic site are locked and lights have been off since May.
COVID-19 is a factor, but in fact it's not the total factor. The factor is that the Apartheid Museum is not seen to be good enough to support even in times of difficulty and even in times of it actually being linked to the creation of funding.
Plenty of exhibits here, but there are no visitors. And a suggestion that virtual tours could have kept the doors opened.
One of the things that we have been drumming up quite strongly is the need for us to transcend into technology, transcend into this 4IR. It can't just be talk, but we really must experience it. And the arts need it more than anything.
Virtually no museum, site of memory, even art galleries around the world make a profit that generates, not the profit, I don't want to use it, generates the revenue to keep it open. Some do. A lot, though, depend on external financial support.
It's not a question of just saying, government, give us money. I'm saying creative ways of how that could be done. Creative ways of how we can approach industry, we can approach, as I've said, other organizations internationally and find that there's some kind of government assistance in creating those opportunities.
These are national assets. They need to be saved.
In making sure that they can be able to be functional even during this difficult time, we do and have the capacity to assist them, but we just need to finalize on the SLAs that we need to have in place with them so that when we do transfer funds, it can be able to be accounted for accordingly and government will have some form of an oversight. So these are engagements that are still underway with the entities, but I can give society at least the affirmation and the confidence that government will not sit aside and watch as these crumble. We are invested in them and appreciate that these are national assets and we definitely will be assisting.
Until then, the incubators for a new South Africa will remain fruitless and the voices of struggle icons will have no one to talk to, even during Heritage Months. Mariketa Mhlave, SABC News, Johannesburg.